Here. Wanted to take a couple of minutes and just talk about how do you create nicely formatted bulleted text on your web pages or funnel pages. Of course, I'm using my favorite software, Go High Level /High Level. There's a lot of white labeled companies out there that use this platform, Funnel Gorgeous, FGF, all kinds of other white labeled services out there, but it's all the same. If you use a different all-in-one like maybe Kartra or Kajabi, they have similar types of elements that you can add. But for today, what I'm focusing on is how to make those bulleted text and to really make them, pop, to stand out. So we are looking at just a little web page template, or a funnel page, I should say template here. And you'll notice there's a couple of things. Let me just grab my little pencil here and see if I can highlight this. So here you'll notice I've got these nice little check boxes, and you've got the text and it lines up really nicely. I'm going to show you in just a minute. You can add like multiple lines to each checkbox, and it will just continue to line things up nicely. There's also a nice feature. Let me get my mouse back here. If I scroll down a little bit, you'll notice here we've got the little picture, and then we've got the text block. So this is another nice feature that you can use, and you can change these elements to whatever you want. So let me show you how to do both of these. All right. So if we look down here, what I did was I just copied this. So just a little side note, are you taking advantage of that? So if you formatted a block of text just perfectly, you love how it looks, well, when you highlight that, you've got the little duplicate button or clone button, and you can just clone it. I wonder if I can make this. Can you see this all right? Let me just zoom in just a hair bigger. That might help you see it better. Okay. So when you click on it, you could clone it, and then you just drag that wherever you want it. So that's tip number one for you to save some time. Now down here, I've just cloned that down here, and I'm just going to come to the bottom of the list. I'm going to press enter, and I'm just going to put another block, press enter, and you just keep on typing. You'll notice up here, I just continued to add the text. So I'm going to copy some of that text and come down here, and I'm just going to paste it. And notice, no matter how much I put in there, it's all nicely formatted. And then here's the next block of text. Now here, up here, let me get my little pen out. Let me, I think I turned it off for a minute. Let me get the pen and just draw here so you can see again. When we look at these bulleted text here, then there's a little bit of a gap, and there's a little bit of a gap here compared to these. Well, how did I do that? I'll show you. So I'm just going to come down here where I've got my text block, more two. I'm just going to do this so you can see what I mean here. So when I'm at this one, if I wanted, I could just, I can just delete it. Trust me, it works. Okay, let me just delete this text. And then you've got that extra space. So down here, I'm just going to press enter. You have to kind of be in the blocks to keep it. I don't know if that's making sense what I'm saying. Okay, and then you could just come back here and delete some of those blocks if you wanted extra space, right? Another little marketing, or not marketing tip, formatting tip for you is when you're inside of this little check mark block of text, over here to the right, if you go to advanced, here is line height. And so the line height is 1.6, which I think is really nice. It gives you enough space in between each line. So let's just increase it to 2.2, for instance. And so now see how it's really spread it out. It's maybe a little too big for what I would want for this little block of text, but that just gives you an idea how to do that. So how do you change those little icons? Under the General, so over here on the right, under the General tab, if you come down, click on the icon. This is a check-square, and I could click on that and I could search for something else. So I don't know, maybe you could just check for circle, for instance. Let me type in the right block here, and here's all of the different circles. So if I could just click that one, and now notice it's changed all of those. And then you can always change the colors. So change the icon color if I wanted. So let's just change it to that. Okay. So basically anything that you want, you can change it. Right? So change the color of the text. That's really ugly, but you get the idea. All right. So that is using the little bulleted list. Now, in my other video, I had talked about how you can create like a 2-column row, and in one column you could put your image, and then in the second column you could put the text. And the question was, how do you align that image to the like the top line of the text? Let me show you that here. Okay, what I've done here is I've just created a simple little it's actually 3 columns. Okay. So we have column 1, and I've just inserted a little image, and I just made this image. I think it's a height of 52. The reason I added 3 columns was I just wanted to basically pad extra space in the middle here. And then I've got my 3rd column over here, and you'll notice I have the headline, subheadline, and then the text. And then as I keep adding more and more, you'll notice that this little picture here, my custom-made icon is centering, it's following. So the question I had was, how do I get this to stay up to the top? So when I click on a couple different ways, but when I click on the image and I come over here to the right side, couple things. What I did, the alignment, I aligned it to the right. Okay, so it's hanging over to the very far right of that column. Okay, does that make sense, what I did there? And then if I click like in the purple area so that I've got that column selected, the default is vertical alignment, center spacing. So if I click instead of center, if I say left, then notice it's lined up with this headline here. All right. So does that make sense? So depending on what it is you're trying to build, you might want to add, I don't know, like maybe on Canva, you have a custom number 1, number 2, and so forth. So we've talked about the bullets and how you can change the icons, how you can align things. And then we've talked about this and how you can add your own icons and align them just by using columns. And so this particular one is a 3 column. Just because I wanted extra space. And again, I could make that middle column super skinny if I wanted, however you want to do it. Now let's talk about a third way with bullets. I call them bullets. Basically, it's things that capture the eye. So you've got some kind of little emoji, icon, anything over here. And then you've got the block of text. Well, there is something called image feature. All right, so I am just going to add an element. And when I click on that, as of, what is this, May 2024, because everything's getting updated so quickly. But if I click on that and I scroll down, there is an option called Image Features. So I'm going to click on that, and this is what it looks like. So now I click where the picture is, and over here to the right is where I will upload my special image or whatever. So I've got some icons. So I'm just going to add an icon, and then there it is. And now at this point I can modify my headings, and then click in this next block of text, and maybe I want to make a few words bold, all that kind of stuff. Quite honestly, using the image feature is a lot easier and faster because it's all built in. Now again, sometimes you might want to really customize something, and so you would want to go this route. This is kind of the longer way to do it. This is really nice. And again, remember what I said, create one, get it set up just how you want it, and then just click the little clone button to duplicate it. And then here we are, my second heading. And if I wanted to change the image for that one, I will click the image, come back to my icons, and maybe we'll put the little heart on this one. Okay, so there it is. Let me get my little head out of the way here. So we've talked about basically these bulleted or ways of separating your text, because here's the deal. The last little thought that I'll leave you with is people don't read. They're just skimming. So the more that you can break up your text, I call it white space. So adding visually some space between images and words, space between each block of text. Mentally, when we see a little checkbox or a checklist or a numbered list, we just feel motivated to read through that list, or at least to scan through it. So those are little options for you. Again, make it pretty by adding all of the extra space. So I hope that helped. If there's other things that you want to learn about, just drop me a comment below and I'll be sure to create a video on that. As always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.